SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 is the best-selling game in the WWE series, but does it hold up 17 years later? Let's find out. Just before we get started here, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who made the SmackDown 1 season mode video huge. Like, it went past 20,000 views, which I never expected. Thank you so much to everyone who saw it, and especially since we've now crossed 1,000 subscribers, I just want to say, if you have subscribed, thank you so much, because you made us cross an incredible milestone. And if you want to join us, then consider hitting that subscribe button. But let's get into SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. So this game has like such a theme, such a look, right? Because I remember the way this game looks is kind of great, and the way it looks, I mean, like the theme, the menus, the sound, like the soundtrack to this game is so good. And I mean, I listened to it so much because me and my brother would play GM mode so much. But yeah, like I just remember so much about this game, and they made some really controversial changes that we're going to talk about just now as well. So I don't believe this is necessarily the game that introduced it, but this is the game that definitely emphasizes a lot on play styles, right? So the play style here is that you'll see the little icon next to their username, their names, their health bars, their momentum bar, whatever you call them, signature, finisher bars, whatever. You see the King Booker has like a kind of clapboard, right, for films. So he is a showman, I believe, and he has the ability to steal a finisher, I think is what his ability can do. So when you fill up your momentum meter, oh my god, when you fill up your momentum meter, you can store your special ability and you can use it whenever you want. So in this case, as I said, King Booker, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure you can steal a finisher. Umaga has this powerhouse ability, and what that does is it basically powers him up for like a minute or something. I don't know how long it is, but it basically makes him invincible, right? So if you try and attack him, he's just gonna like instantly reverse you, and it's very annoying. Not my favorite thing ever, but if you're playing as him, it's great, but if you're not playing as him, it's like the worst thing ever. Sabu has the hardcore resurrection, and what that does is it means that he's gonna, I don't know if you can do it without a weapon, but I presume you can. Oh, we're getting a scissor kick from King Booker. Nice, man. Yeah, so Sabu has hardcore resurrection. I think he can do it out the blue, but he may need a chair. I can't remember. But basically what he's going to do, he's going to slam the chair against his head multiple times. He's going to bust himself open. He's going to be bleeding everywhere. But what it does is it actually refills his health bar, or resets his health, and it gives him like a momentum boost and everything. It's actually one of the better abilities in this game. It's pretty crazy how you can get a huge advantage off of that hardcore resurrection. And Carlito has a high flying ability that I cannot remember what it does. I don't know about the fighting style, but I know for sure that Carlito can do springboards. I guess that's like a benefit of being a high flyer, is you can do springboard attacks, but I don't remember it being like a huge deal. The only reason that it's such a big deal for certain characters is because this game has the return, we'll talk about it later, but this game has the return of Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy being back in the game and having that kind of high flying ability, that's like a really good thing. He was able to do like high flying moves, he was able to do like springboard attacks, and obviously his finisher is a Swanton Bomb, so probably one of the better additions to this year's roster for sure. So as this match continues here, we'll just continue rambling on about the game, right? So graphically, I think the game is great. You know, this is actually probably one of the better looking games. Probably, is it the best? I think it is one of the best. Probably the best. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here. Make your own opinion of it. I don't fucking care. I like the look of this game. I think it looks really, really nice. In hindsight, you know, maybe I don't know, maybe it's the way that the Xbox is displaying it, but like the colors are a little, I don't know, the Xbox seems to have a bit of trouble with gamma. It's a little bit dark in places, and I've kind of tried to boost it up a little bit, but what that means, like the dark areas look really like crunchy and bad. So I don't know, maybe for YouTube compression it looks pretty good, but some of the lighting can be a little bit dodgy. But I do think in general, like the character models and the lighting in general looks pretty good. One of the big changes this year is definitely in the gameplay department though. So aside from obviously introducing these fighting styles, the game is like drastically slowed down. I mean, you kind of saw in 2007 the beginning of starting to slow. Well, actually kind of started in 2006, right? Because It's VR. SmackDown vs. Raw still very fast, I'd say. Like, it's not quite Here Comes the Pain, but it's still fast. Oh, there's the hardcore resurrection I was talking about. So there he is, Sabu, smashing his head against the chair, busted wide open, but his health is now like regenerated, so all of his limb damage is gone and he's back to full health, which is pretty insane actually. So yeah, back to my rant. 2006, right? It starts to slow things down. You've seen the video, right? If you haven't, you should watch it. But yeah, 2006 definitely slowed down quite a bit. 7, we move into the new generation. We got much better graphics, but the gameplay is still kind of starting to slow down. Oh my god, I love it when Sabu or any like hardcore character in this game does that spinning ability. It's wild. Oh, we got a possum pin here from Carlito. I don't think that's his. Oh, this can actually be it. Oh no, Umaga breaks up the pin. That would have been a very good attempt, or it was a good attempt at a pinfall, but not able to get it unfortunately. So 2008 I think is probably the worst offender for gameplay slowness. When it may not look it, I think watching matches in 2008 isn't too bad, but when you're playing the game it feels so slow. Like when you're trying to move your characters across the screen and stuff, and you're moving them around the ring, it just feels so sluggish. Like they're so heavy, and I don't know, I don't think it's a very good. I don't know. They added some really good gameplay stuff, but I just think movement speed in general, the way that the matches flow is very slow. And we got a second hardcore resurrection here. I didn't realize you can do it multiple times. I think Sabu is actually going to be bleeding even more now, but I don't. Did that reset his health even again? Like, can he just keep doing that? Oh, we've got a ref bump now as well. So, oh, and there's Rampage. So yeah, Rampage is that like. You're a big tough bastard and you're going to block every single move that happens to you, so it's very infuriating if I'm being honest, but if you're playing as that character, it's a really good ability to have. One of the things I really liked about this game, I don't remember if it was in 2007 or not, is the free run. I have a feeling it might be this game that introduced it, but if it is 2007, I'm sure the comments will keep me right. Being able to hold one of the triggers to do like a free run, right? So you can just run in any direction. You don't have to just hold a direction, press triangle, and you run in that direction. In this game, you hold the trigger. It's just like modern WWE games, and you just run in any direction that you choose for the thumbstick. So I really appreciate that they added that in. I also like that even though there is nothing above the ring, these characters are still going up the ladder to do these amazing spots. Like Sabu hitting that, I've forgotten the name of it. It's like a neck breaker off the ladder. It's a pretty sick spot. The only thing is this game doesn't. Oh, it's another ref bump, ref down. I feel like this game has some really cool spots to set up, but there's no weapon physics or anything, right? So you can't just do these awesome swinging neck breakers off of the ladder through tables or anything like that. The tables are still very scripted in a way. They don't add weapon physics until 2011, so we're still a couple years away from that. 1, 2. Oh, I really thought Carlito wasn't going to kick out there because there's been a lot of damage done here, and Umaga was holding the ladder there, so that was going to stop him from being able to break up that pinfall. I realize now that I've just changed something on the Xbox screen, so it's going to look like slightly different colors, but I just turned off the filter. I think the game probably just looks better dark, right? It's supposed to look this way, even if it does look not great, but hey, Xbox 360, right? So technically speaking, I'd imagine this game, I don't have the actual numbers, but I assume it probably puts out somewhere around 720p, right? It's a 720p resolution through HDMI. Oh, we got Booker T being rolled up. I actually think that might be it. Oh, Sabu, rest in peace, but not able to get the pinfall there. Do you know what? I'm going all over the place, but one thing I just want to mention actually is the fact, oh, Booker just stole Umaga's strike attack there, his finisher. So that is actually how he that is his showboat ability, is being able to, yeah, actually this is kind of what I was going to talk about, right? So Carlito pulling Sabu over to the ropes and doing this like crazy ball attack, right? So these are in 2007 as well, but there are a lot of environmental attacks, but also they added in like weapon grapples. So if Sabu had, well, not even just Sabu, any like hardcore wrestler, I guess, had a chair and the person was lying down, you can press the grapple button and you'll do like his really cool, like the seat is like standing up, you do the stand up and jump on the top rope moonsault thing. I don't know what it's called, the two-step moonsault or something, I can't remember what it's called. Either way, if you've seen a Sabu match, you know exactly the move I'm talking about, right? So oh, we got King Booker going for a scissors kick, taking Sabu down, but unfortunately everyone's to their feet, so we're probably not going to be able to get a pinfall off of that. Every time I do a multi-man match in these games, they just take forever. I'm not necessarily on a strict time limit today, right? But I would like to kind of get the recording done a bit quicker. Oh. Do you know what, right? If you have ever seen New Legacy Inc., if you're watching this channel, I know you've seen New Legacy Inc., right? But one of their Kingiest of the Ringiest videos has a 1 hour SVR 2008 match, which is Carlito versus CM Punk, and it is painfully slow, like 1 hour long. And yeah, there's just something about this game that has like ridiculously long matches, and even now we're just waiting for them to. Everyone's in red, everyone's hurt. Oh, this could be it though. If Carlito went for the pin, oh no, but Booker, oh no, he's gonna be able to break out of it, I think. Sabu wrenching. Is Booker gonna tap? Oh, he broke out of the submission. Fuck my life. Oh, double pin. I'm eating food. Oh, Carlito not able to get the pin off the sunset flip there, and neither was Sabu. Oh, Umaga going for the pinfall here. Oh, finally we got a win. Oh my god. He if I remember to edit this correctly, which I may or may not do, Umaga hit Carlito with the table, and that was what took him down. So, oh man, those matches going too long. How long was that? I don't know, like 15 odd minutes, I guess. That was a very long match. Also, can we talk about how skinny Umaga is in this game? Also, beating Sabu, that's just tasteless considering. But yeah, Umaga, like, this is his debut game, I think, and he is like super skinny, and he's definitely not this, or at this point in time, definitely not this skinny in real life. So weird creative choice. It's not just Umaga that's a culprit to this though. Mark Henry is also very skinny in this game, and it's strange to look at. Alright, so now that we've got a match out of the way, let's have a quick look at the roster, right? So this is arguably probably one of the weaker rosters I think they had in WWE games at this time. So let's look at the main guys, right? So John Cena, Randy Orton, two main guys at this given time. Fair enough, I can't really argue that. So we have Johnny Nitro, JTG, which is Crime Time. We have Kane, Unmasked Kane. Kenny Dykstra, who's not part of the Spirit Squad. This is post Spirit Squad. King Boca, who is like the best character ever, so I appreciate that. Marcus Corvon, who I think was Monty Brown in TNA. I don't remember him doing anything in WWE, but he's pretty cool in TNA. I think he did that sick six sides of steel Hurricane Rana situation where he like walked across the side of the cage, and yeah, whatever. He's cool as fuck. All right, so we got Mark Henry there. As I said, very skinny model, but still cool to use. We got Matt Hardy, kind of version 1, kind of. He's obviously like past V1, but it's kind of like Hardy Boys V1. I don't know, it's kind of weird. We have Mr. Kennedy, MVP in his debut year, I'm pretty sure. Randy Orton, of course, the slithering snake that he is. Rey Mysterio, one half of the tag team champions. I did not remember he was one half of the tag team champions, but regardless, Rey's appearing in this game. I really enjoyed using Rey in this game, but again, he's that cruiserweight division, right? So you're not able to like really use him against really anyone. So it's kind of annoying. Yeah, we're gonna talk about him. Sandman makes his WWE game debut. He only recently reappeared in WWE games, but this game emphasizes the introduction of ECW. So very cool that Sandman made it into this game, especially with ECW being at the forefront. We had Chad Gaspard, rest in peace. Shane McMahon with too much hair, very strange. Shawn Michaels. This is Shawn Michaels in the. Is this the first game that has him in those kind of not like the leather trousers, but like, you know, he's wearing like the stuff that he wore towards the end of his career. Snitsky, it was not his fault. This is very much that time of Snitsky. Triple H, don't need to talk about him, right? Umanga, of course, we've just seen him. A very shiny looking Undertaker as well. I remember using Undertaker a lot in this game. Who's that? Never heard of him. We have William Regal, Charlie Dempsey's father. Don't know why that specifically came to mind. ECW legend Sabu, rest in peace. I think this is actually the only WWE game that Sabu appears in. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We have Terry Funk. The Funker appears in quite a few WWE games, so that's very cool. We have more ECW legends, Tommy Dreamer. Bret the Hitman Hart. We got Mick Foley, Rick Rude, The Rock. This is Hollywood. Is it Hollywood Rock? Just about Hollywood Rock. Roddy Piper, Steve Austin, Ashley Massaro. What a horrible story she had, by the way. Like, it's a pretty heavy reading. Don't look it up if you're, particularly sensitive to the usual trigger warnings. But yeah, she deserved much better. I feel really bad for her situation for sure. Candice Michelle. The only thing I remember about Candice Michelle is that she fell off the top rope and hurt herself. That is literally the only thing I remember her ever doing. But I think she does have a story in the story mode. We'll talk about the story mode in a second. But Kelly, who is solely responsible for the Kelly's expose on ECW, where every single week she would strip off more and more clothes. But of course, at the time, WWE was PG, so they never actually showed anything. We have Melina, who famously knows how big Batista's dick is. Michelle McCool, who famously knows how big The Undertaker's dick is. Oh, I shouldn't say that. She's got a career in her own right. She was held up by Layla for God knows how many years. Mickie James, who famously knows how big Trish Stratus's dick is. Tori Wilson, who had a puppy at one point. Didn't she come out with a dog or something? That sounds really weird to say out loud, but I'm pretty sure she had like a little poodle, right? There was something to that effect anyway. And then we got Baptista, who's one half of the tag team champions. So Batista and Ray are the SmackDown tag team champions. Huh. In 2008. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. We got Bobby Lashley in his first WWE game. I'm pretty sure he wasn't in last year's game. Either way, Bobby Lashley appearing in this game. He was actually one of my favorites in this game. I really enjoyed playing as him. We got Carlito, who recently just got released from WWE, poor guy. But honestly, since his comeback at Backlash in Puerto Rico, he's done absolutely nothing except get speared by Braun Breaker. So Chavo Guerrero, who I don't want to rant too much with Chavo Guerrero because I have opinions, but man, he deserved so much better. Especially after Eddie passing. I never quite understood why when Chavo did the Three Amigos he got booed, but when Ray did it he got cheered. Because Chavo is family and Ray's not. Like, if anyone should be doing the Three Amigos and the Frog Splash, it should be Chavo. Like, it's his family. I don't know. Either way, Chavo's had an amazing history in not just WWE and wrestling in general, and he's kind of moved into like films and stuff, and he's very much plays like a consultant role for wrestling films these days. Chris Masters, wow, this must be his. No, this will be his second game. I'm pretty sure he's in last year's game. Yeah, Chris Masters. I remember really liking the Masterpiece. I didn't have any like particular attraction or anything to him, but man, he had an entrance. Like his presentation for his entrance was sick as hell. He would like have the robe on and he'd take the robe off and he'd be doing the Lex Luger with the posing and the fireworks, and man, that shit was so cool. And then the bell rang and we all hated him, and rightfully so, because he was shit. CM Punk, never heard of him. Don't know. ECW, well, I'm sure he went really far. I'm realizing that CM Punk and Edge have really similar face shapes, but yes, Edge is the world heavyweight champion in this game. 2008 Edge was like, oh my god, this guy was unreal. I feel like 2008 was when he was with Vicky Guerrero, right? He was doing the whole like, while he was like, I don't know how else to say it, but he was basically shagging the general manager, and he was doing some awesome TV at that point, and he was basically just with Vicky Guerrero so that he could cheat and break the rules and use her so that he could like come up with matches and stipulations and stuff. And man, great TV. So if you ever go back to 2008 SmackDown especially, and admittedly there's not a whole ton to go back to really enjoy and watch, but I think Edge did the Edge head, right? So he brought in Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. His whole run with Vicky Guerrero, I think he even faked a neck injury at one point, and he was in a wheelchair, or maybe that was Vicky, I can't remember, man. It was just really great TV, genuinely. And then we have Elijah Burke, who's now known as the Pope D'Angelo. Is he still in TNA? I'm not sure. He was kicking around for a while, and he was doing some really good work out there, but I've kind of lost track of him. So we have Fit Finlay, who's now a producer. The Great Khali in this game. Wow. Okay. So I don't know if this is his first game. I really should have the list up. I should prepare these better, right? Sorry. This is a bad video. I should definitely check to see if Khali this is his first appearance or not. Regardless, he is appearing this year in the DLC for 2K25. So maybe we should do like a comparison video between Khali's last appearance, which I think was in like 2K15 or something. Oh god, that was a while ago. And then now in 2K25. But good to see Kelly back. Good to see him in this game as well. Gregory Helms, not the Hurricane. Definitely not Shane Helms. It's kind of like a kind of harsher edge to Gregory Helms, and he's definitely he was the mainstay of the Cruiserweight division in SmackDown, but unfortunately in 2008 the Cruiserweight division was just completely dead. So JBL, again, 2008 was kind of the wind down of JBL. He was winding down pretty hard at that point, and he'd had his longest title reign in WWE history or whatever else by this point, and I think people were a little bit burnt out of JBL, and I don't know. He wasn't very popular in this time. Now, of course, the most popular wrestler in this game, hands down, has to be Jeff Hardy. Now, Jeff actually came back before the release of the previous year, 2007, because I think Jeff came back somewhere around 2006, I guess, I don't know, towards the end of 2006 or the start of 2007 or something, I don't know. But either way, Jeff unfortunately came back just a little bit too late to be included in the video game, so a lot of people were really excited to play 2008 because it would be the first game to have not just the Hardy Boys, but also Jeff specifically. And at this point, he was really popular. I think 2008, didn't he win the title? I think he won the WWE title at Armageddon of that year, so very cool to have him in here. I didn't realize he was one half of the tag champions. I'm assuming Matt is the other half, but who knows? Well, you know, because we just went past Matt not too long ago, I've just forgotten. And then we're back around to John Cena, so overall, not a terrible roster for the time. In fact, for the time, probably a pretty good roster, but looking back on it, there's not really that many great stars. I think there's not many like standout people, and even if there are any standout people, they were better later. People like MVP, Lashley, Batista. Like, these guys are great in this game, but like they're so much better later. So I don't know. Obviously, you didn't know that at the time, but when you go back to these games now, you look with rose-tinted glasses, you're like, yeah, the roster was okay, but maybe could have been better. In terms of new features as well, I've not got the list with me. I probably should have prepared this better, I'm sorry, but I think they added in some multi-man hardcore matches and stuff. But the key new match is the ECW Extreme Rules match, and the only important new thing about that match in particular is that you have the weapon wheel, right? So the difference between a hardcore match and an ECW Extreme Rules match is literally that you have the weapon wheel. There's a couple other features as well, like you can kind of throw people into the crowd and do some really cool stuff. We'll play one shortly, but yeah, the key thing here is that you can have the weapon wheel, which is now just standard in all matches in WWE games, but back in 2008 it was specific to the match type. So moving over to the game modes, the main one that will stand out to a lot of people is the 24/7 mode, right? So this 24/7 mode is a really interesting choice. I kind of understand why they did it, but I also kind of don't understand why they did it. So essentially 24/7 mode, you can choose between, God, I don't know if they're, oh, I made a save just to skip through so that I could unlock some things, but it's not important, I don't really need to continue that. Either way, what they did was they basically unified season mode and they unified GM mode into one mode. Now, on paper, you're kind of like, okay, well, that's cool because you had season mode and story mode and they're both individually good. Put them together and make one really big mode. And in practice, yeah, 24/7 mode is pretty big. You got a whole year of storylines to play through, when you play as characters. And you can play as a creative superstar, and you can also play GM mode. So GM mode has you planning the shows as we've kind of established, and I'll show you roughly what that's like shortly. 24/7 mode, if you want to see what the story mode is like, then you'll have to wait until we get round to it on season mode Sundays. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. You select your thing here, and you can. Why is this the WWE logo in the top left like so squished? Holy shit! Yeah, so you've got this list of superstars, and this isn't everyone in the game, right? This is only people that the story. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting all flustered. I need to breathe. The season mode in this game is voiced, so you can only really select certain characters who have recorded their voices, right? And that's also limited by storage space, right? Because back then, you could only fit so much on the disc, so not everyone has a voice, not everyone is voiced rather, so you can't play as everyone. I think your creative superstar just also has like a generic voice. I think they represent the main people in the roster, but yeah, it's definitely not everyone. For example, CM Punk's not here, which is a big shame, but yeah, I mean, the main people here: Batista, Undertaker, Triple H, Edge, Jeff Hardy. John Cena. I guess there's a pretty good selection, I think. But then we go to general manager mode. So this is, again, where me and my brother spent the most amount of time, right? Just absolutely playing a crazy amount. I have just remembered something insane. When I was younger, we had this game on PS3, and I've just remembered we had to borrow our friend's PS3 controller because we only had 2 controllers, and we had to borrow it to hook up to our PS3 so that we could unlock 3-player GM mode, because what we were doing at the time was 2-player GM mode, but it would still leave like the third one AI controlled, but we didn't want that. We wanted full control of the universe at that given time. So that meant that you had to plug in a third controller to control the third brand during the drafting process. But once the drafting process is done, you can actually just use one controller for all 3 brands. So why did they enforce that? That was a weird choice, right? That was just a story that literally just came back to my mind right now. Because look, I can only select one brand because I've only got one controller, but like if you had 3, you could take over the 3 brands. But then when you're actually in the game, you can just use one controller and just share it. Like, whatever. That was a weird design choice, right? But let's go with ECW. Why not? It's the new brand, right? So you've seen the drafting process for other games. It's exactly the same here, except you can now actually edit the roster. Some of the legends in the game, in fact all the legends in the game, like Steve Austin, I'm guessing the ECW guys are also, yeah, ECW. Wait, I thought it was like Tommy Dreamer or something. Oh, Tommy Dreamer's not there. Can you not use him? Or is he in the base roster, I guess? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is these guys are on or off, right? So in the previous game, you had to wait until week 1 to enable these guys, and then in week 2, they become available in the roster. In this game, you can actually edit the available roster from the very beginning, so you can draft your legends first week if you really want to. You also have the option to import stables. Fucking, they need that now. This is a mini 2K25 rant, but I don't understand why 2K has separate... I don't understand why 2K has separate my WWE stuff as opposed to the universe mode. So having the ability to import your stables would be really useful in the WWE games, and export likewise. Like, I don't understand why they're separate ones, and the way that they don't really do it tactfully, and I don't like recreating stuff. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to choose the WWE roster at that time, and we can also set the clean and dirty affiliation with different wrestlers, so we don't need to do that now, but it does play into the storylines, which we'll talk about shortly. We've already kind of talked about that in the previous video, but we're going to go through it here as well. You can also set your champions. ECW, I do remember having distinction of only having 1 title though, so it actually made it easier, I guess. You can't really see that easier. Because it only had 1 title, so that you didn't have to worry about tag titles, you didn't have to worry about women's titles, or like our mid, cruiserweight and Intercontinental, didn't have to worry about any of that. So let's give the ECW title to CM Punk. Why not? There we are. So we go to accept and we choose that. It's going to give us a load screen. I like these load screens that have like the characters and some stats. For the longest time, I used to obsess over them and stuff. Oh god, Vince is propositioning you. You defo don't want to be taking up his offers, that's for sure. Alright, so this is going to look very familiar if you've seen the other videos or the other GM modes. You still have like the phones where you can, get your emails and your texts, and sometimes you have like choices and options to do there. Going into the laptop, you also have the WWE.com, which is the same. You still have the news on there. You've got your tutorials for Taz or JR, or I don't know who the other one would be. Mega Cole? No. Taz, JR, I don't know, I can't remember. Either way, you have the fan support as well, so that's obviously breaking up through the weeks as well, but now you've got 3 brands instead of the 2, leading into WrestleMania 23 at the end of the year. Whoever has the most viewers at the end of the year, although I've just realized that does mean there are 1 million fans unaccounted for, right? They just don't exist yet. Okay, because the 3 totals only equal 9 million, and I presume you need 10 million? I don't know. I can't remember. Whoever has the most fans at the end of the year wins the GM of the Year award. 2K, please make this simpler. I love these old GM modes, and the new one is too complicated, and I don't like it. Financials, you can see the big old tax receipt that breaks down your budgets and stuff. It's the same as it was in the previous year. Power 25, very similar, except you have teams on there. Very cool. I'm guessing the individuals... Oh, the individuals do have teams on there. That's an interesting choice to have teams on there. Okay, fair enough. And yeah, progress report. Okay, that's very cool. So you actually have these goals now, so you can see the different times you have completed said goals. So these are 5-star ratings. I don't know the brand supremacy is having 3 superstars in your brand ranked in the top 15 for a set amount of weeks, or I guess 5, 10, and 15. So the number 1 superstar in Power 25 for 5 weeks. You have your joint pay-per-view wins, the Royal Rumble win, Survivor Series, cash, a whole bunch of stuff, man. Like, no injuries for a month. Oh, fuck, that's pretty hard. Then you got WWE Shop. This is where you buy your legends. I guess I have... I was going to say I have enough money to buy them, but I haven't completed the challenge to buy them. So I probably should explain that a little bit, right? So to unlock the legends, you do actually have to complete a challenge first, and then they become available within the shop. So even though you have the money to buy them, you still need to complete a challenge to make them available. It's an interesting choice. Kind of comes from the challenge mode in the previous game, but I don't know. It's an interesting way of unlocking things. I feel like, though, if you just complete the challenge, you should just get the character. I don't really see the point in having to do the challenge and generate the money, but generating the money is not hard. You can actually just do it through an exploit as well. You also have the magazine here. So the magazine is where you do a lot of your gameplay stuff, right? So health report is the health report for individual wrestlers, just to determine their fatigue levels, their injuries, and all this. Their injury history is also an interesting factor that goes into that as well. You can also view your roster, so you can see your popularity, their morale, contract length, the injuries, blah, 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 right? You don't need to know all that. Your current champions, you know, whatever, we've already seen that. Rivalries, right? So here is your rivalry screen. It's actually a little bit different from what it was in the previous games. So here you can choose your storylines again. I think you can buy storyline writers here. Here we are. So again, we have Corey Ledesma. Shout out to Brian Williams. Don't recognize the others. I don't know if they still work there or not, but yeah, very cool that Brian is still at WWE Games, and Corey is going on to do potentially better things. Who knows? But yeah, you can buy writers, for example. This is the same as the previous years. Let's hire Christina Kirk here. She can do a number 1 contenders storyline. So if we set up a rivalry here, we can do a number 1 contender. God damn, you can. So 3 weeks will lead you up to the end of the month, right? So we don't have a pay-per-view this month, so 3 weeks is what we've got. 9 weeks to ECW One Night Stand, which I guess is, I don't know, April, May. So it would be in May or June, I don't know. And then you got 21 weeks to SummerSlam. SummerSlam being a joint pay-per-view for all 3 brands, and then 26 weeks would be the end of, I guess, September. And then you've got Survivor Series, 34 weeks away. I guess that's the maximum that you can set that storyline to. Getting a 34-week storyline to actually pop off and be good, I'd imagine, is probably really, really hard. I don't think I've ever really been able to do that. I don't know, you get penalized for putting on too many repeat matches, right? So yeah, we have a number 1 contenders storyline, so we can separate the roster here by clean and dirty. So let's put Elijah Burke against a clean superstar, Sabu. Why not? So there is your rivalry there. So you can see the breakdown of the fan reaction over the next... well, this one was set over 34 weeks, so it would be 34 divided by 3, whatever that is, whatever the milestones are for the end of the feuds. And then you also have your rivalry weeks, so that's how long it's been going on, and I think you can actually see some stats as well when you go into it and stuff, but I don't know, we're not going to play a week to find that one out. So you can also set off your trades, right? So maybe I want to trade someone. I want to trade Kelly for... Sure, let's trade Kelly for Kenny Dykstra. There's no way they're going to accept this, right? Let's see if they accept it. We go back to our mail and... Holy shit, trade accepted. Okay, well, we got Kenny Dykstra for ECW for Kelly. All right, well, we have no need for Kelly on the show. We don't have a women's belt, so she's better off on Raw, where there is a women's championship for her to go for. And here is the biggest change. You can't see me. There we are. This is the biggest change, right? So the change is the calendar. Literally every single day except the weekends you can actually do something on. So we don't have a show on Monday. Our shows are on Tuesday. So today is April 1st, Monday. And when you go there and you can do something, right? So every single day you can do something. So you have training exercises that can increase skills. You can actually play them as well. So that increases like your strength and all these other crazy stats. I never did them, I'll be honest, but yeah, you can sim them. That's very cool. Skill improvement, again, similar. We actually did do quite a few of them because some of the characters do actually kind of need these, especially when for microphone skill is very good when you're trying to what does it say? Improve your microphone skills will give you a bonus when participating in press conferences, website interviews, show invasions, and commercials. Of course, so that can actually generate more money, especially the pay-per-view commercials. I think can actually bring in quite a lot of maybe not revenue necessarily, I can't remember, but it brings in a lot more eyes to the pay-per-view, and that's really what you want. But yeah, all of these things, they contribute to something in the game. It will increase the amount of fatigue you recover on a daily basis. This can also help coming back from injuries and stuff as well. So the key one here is the events and what was it? Events and activities. That was a really hard word for me to say. You have the ability here to do whatever you want. So autograph signing doesn't risk any fatigue, but you only get a really small amount of fan popularity out of that. Additional cash by starring in a motion picture. The success of the movie will determine your royalties, but it also takes really high level of fatigue because I assume it's really hard to film a movie in one day. Press conference is really good. It boosts your fan popularity, but with minimal fatigue, and you can do hero movies, blah 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 blah. It's all very, very cool stuff. R&R is the best way to bring people back from injuries quicker as well. And yeah, you can also do brand invasions, you can do pay-per-view commercials. So you'll notice that these are kind of the things you could do on the previous game, but you could only do them during the show. Now you can do them on the days that you're not running a show. So you can, you can do them both. But yeah, if we do like WWE promotion here and we just choose, well, let's choose your champion, CM Punk, why not? That's going to simulate now, it's going to generate a cool picture. We generated 3,000 cash, but it does mean that CM Punk increased his fatigue by 20%. So when the fatigue meter is really high and you book him into a match, it just means that you're going to get injured quicker. In the promos, you'll see again very similar things, but now it's a totally different like UI this year. But yeah, we have new superstars, so we can do everyone's new this week because we just hired everyone, I guess. But yes, you can give someone a popularity boost based on if they're new. Rivalry in place of a match, so you can keep the rivalry going without a match, and that way you can stop people from getting burnt out from seeing the match all the time. Rest someone so they get better stamina reduction. So if, CM Punk just built up some stamina, I can put him in here to get rid of some of his fatigue. Oh man, there's like so much stuff here. I'm just kind of waffling at this point, right? You all know GM mode, but there's a Diva Dance contest. I know some of you got really annoyed that I didn't do a Brian Panties match in the other game, but yeah, well, there's a Diva contest in this, but I can't do it because I traded Kelly, okay? Yeah, so that's GM mode in a nutshell. I really, really like GM mode this year. I do agree, though, with some of the online complaints that it does drag. It definitely does drag. Like, having to do every single day in the calendar is pretty draining, so I can definitely understand why people got really frustrated with that. So really quickly going through the rest of the modes here, we have a beat the clock sprint. I really wish they would bring this back. It's just a tournament, but your matches are timed right, and whoever in the tournament gets the quickest, wins. Does that make any sense? Whatever. Beat the clock sprint. It's awesome. You have the Hall of Fame mode. The Hall of Fame mode is the individual challenges, right? It's kind of the same as the previous year's challenges, but yeah. So like for example here, you can use any superstar and you can using any superstar, defeat Tom Dreamer, Sabu, and the Sandman in an ECW Extreme Rules match, Fatal 4-Way at the ECW Arena on Legend. So yeah, you have to do that manually, but if you do it, you will complete the challenge, I guess. So this is the ECW Extreme Rules match. You can only do it in the ECW Arena, which is actually really lame. But you can also swap out these weapons, right? So maybe we don't want a mop, we want a guitar. And maybe we don't want candlesticks, we want the World Heavyweight Championship. And then you click continue, and you go on to, you know, live your life, and you just never play the game ever again. You get a good look at Jeff Hardy's entrance here. This is such an awesome entrance. He does the cool thing. Oh my god, he does the cool thing, and then the power goes off, and the controller shakes uncontrollably and disconnects somehow. Oh, there's a split in the cable. Holy shit, I did not notice that. Well, that's mildly terrifying. I'm gonna have to get a new controller at some point. But yes, this is Jeff Hardy's new entrance. He does the cool thing, and then the pyro goes off, and then your controller shakes, and it scares the cat and you. And yeah, welcome back, Jeff Hardy, back in 2008. Is this Burnham? Oh, we still got Burnham Light, Randy Orton. I'm surprised by that. I bet you I said the same thing in the Cena Orton video. I guarantee I would have said the same thing. I would have thought this was like. I would have thought this was Voices by 2008, but we still got Burnham Light. Alright, so this is Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton in a ECW Extreme Rules match. I have completely forgotten the controls for SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, but yes. Oh, you know, I didn't really talk about the controls in the previous match, but we can do it now. So the right analog stick is the control method in this game, right? So to do a lot of the... Oh, there's the weapon wheel. He's getting ahead of me. Yeah, so if you go over to the edge of the ring and press the A button, you can then select a weapon, and it'll allow you to grab any weapon under the ring. In this case, we are swinging for the fences with a barbed wire bat before Orton hits us. Of course, anything is legal in an ECW Extreme Rules match. I can't do a finisher outside. I thought that would at least be a twist of fate, but apparently not. He's gonna drag me here. Oh no. Come on, we can break out of this, right? Surely? Maybe? Nope. Well, we just probably lost our finisher, but that's okay. Yeah, so the left trigger is to do like a tactical roll, which is actually pretty awesome. You can grab weapons from the crowd as well, so that person just gave me their crutch, and I can just swing for the fences off of that now. What else can we do? I think if somebody has a... You can actually drag people to the crowd as well and do some really cool stuff. I don't know, is this gonna let... Oh, so I can throw someone in the crowd here. That's very, very cool. And they drop their popcorn. That is a shame. Nowadays in WWE, that popcorn is like... There's like £15, alright? $15, $20, or whatever. So, yeah. Definitely don't want to be doing that nowadays. In 2008, you can probably afford it. So you can do a strong grapple as well by holding the R1 button, I think. I say R1, the right, what do you call it? The right bumper. Okay, all right, let's do this then. So if we go over to this corner as well, we can Irish... Oh god, this game's on hard, man. So Orton's just going to reverse everything apparently. Oh, there's somebody with a sign here. So I think if I go over here and grab this, I can like pose with the crowd sign. I think if I was a heel as well, I would like tear the sign up. And I think that's pretty cool, right? There's a couple other interactions as well. Oh, the water cup is one of my favorites, but I don't... Oh, he's just put it away. The water cup is one of my favorites for sure. Oh, there's another person with it, but yeah, that's fine. If you go over here, you'll see that there's a couple crowd members standing off to the side. I guess my big fat dome is covering that, but it's fine. You'll see it in a second, right? If Orton tries to even vaguely participate in this match, come on, man, let me Irish whip you. God, he's really just not participating here. Oh, I think he's a bit too far over. Yeah, okay. I finally got him on the barricade, and he was too far over, so I'm not able to throw him in there yet. But we're absolutely gonna throw him in there. There we are. Oh my god, he blocked me. There we are, right? So he's now gone into the barricade, over the crowds, or sorry, over the barricade, into the crowd. So now we have the access to the fight pit, right? I don't know if that was what it was called back then, but it's definitely what it's called now. And we have access to all these really cool items here. So he just tore up that fan's sign, and you see the fan trying to jump over the barricade there. This game is so cool. Oh, there's a fan with a chair. I'm not gonna be able to do anything with it, sadly. But and you know what? I'm gonna take it off of your hands. You know what? He tore up your sign. I will get retribution here. Take that. Oh, I can do a chair finisher. I didn't know you could do chair finishers. I don't know how to though. Oh, of course, the weapon grapples. I should do the weapon grapples. Oh, Orton clearing off that table there. I wish there was a way to like scoosh. I don't know what the word would be, but scoosh the that's a scientific name, right? To scoosh the fire extinguisher. He wants to throw me into the hi-fi system, but I'm going to do it first. Into the speaker system. Holy sugar. I don't think I'm going to be able to reach there, but I'm going to give it a go. Oh, I can't remember how to do this. Oh, there we are. He's climbing. So there's this whole scaffolding area back here, and you can actually... God, it's going to be so dark in the video. I'm so sorry if you can't see anything, but we're going to do a big old leg drop through Orton, through the table. This game is insane, and I love it. We have the opportunity here to... Oh, I did the wrong thing. I didn't mean to. Boo. Oh, I was hoping that we'd be able to like use that guitar. You can use the wet... Oh god, people are clipping through the barricade. Security! They're breaking through. Security, get rid of them. I do like the whole the animations here. They're very, very cool. If somebody does throw me a weapon over the barricade, I can actually if I press the right button, I can definitely... Oh man, he almost did it to me there. Oh, he's like taunting the crowd there. That's really cool. I don't know what the button is. I feel like I actually did block some of them, but the game was like, nope. It's fine, you probably didn't see any of that anyway. Oh, wait. Oh, man, he's just going to keep blocking everything I do, which is really frustrating. Come on. Oh, no, I wasn't close enough to the person with the guitar. I'm so sure that you can, like... Well, actually, one of my favorite things to do is just that, because you can just straight up throw their nose into the thing, and it's brutal as hell, right? So you can't win the match outside, I don't think. I'm going to try and pin him, but I don't think you can. No, you can't win it outside of the ring, sorry. So we're going to have to get him back into the ring to even get a chance of winning here. So let's head back into the ring, shall we? Oh, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to do it, but I've just remembered this is the game that introduces lighting the tables on fire as well. So I think this is the first game where you can actually set the table on fire, and I think you can use a corner finisher to do like a superplex through the burning table. I've just remembered you can also double stack tables as well in this game. I don't know what we can do with that information though. So I've got him on the table. Let's see if we can do a finisher for the table. I don't think... Oh, we can! So we're going to do a big splash through the table. I was kind of hoping we'd do a swanton, but whatever. How do we pin him? Is it down? We got him down through the table. That's a 1. That's a 2. Call his mama. That's a 3. He's down and out. That was an ECW Extreme Rules match. And that has been SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Let me know your memories of 2008. I remember playing a lot of 24/7 mode. I remember playing a lot of GM mode, but the gameplay changes in this game. At the time, we wanted to play the most recent game, so we ended up playing it, but the slowness in hindsight, it's not my favorite game to play or go back to, that's for sure. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Again, thank you so much for helping us reach 1,000 subscribers. I never would have thought that would ever happen, and especially on the SmackDown video, getting 20,000 views. It was actually scaring me for a little bit. I was like, what do we do? There's too many people watching this video. Do I take it down? Like, it was actually kind of scary for a hot minute. But yeah, that's going to be us for today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.